Jay says this sounds like the Freemasons to me. And then there was plenty of comments or somebody asked the question, is there a picture of which they went to the website. Apparently she looks like a fat Sarah Kennedy, says Ian Watkins.
Nice.
She knows what to do with an eclair.
To which then a conversation about whether or not she was good looking now or better in game for a laugh ensued.
Well, Sarah Kennedy, I presume.
It makes me think of the Oxford University lecturer on earlier, sort of links back to that in that, okay, let's assume for a minute that they are telling the truth, that they have been abducted, but they've not been abducted. What they've actually had is a virus, and the guy who's simulating this thing has taken them out and fixed them, and they've been left with these sort of scars and stuff, so it's not alien abduction, it's sort of being made better within the simulation or something.
How many scars have you got then, Matt?
I don't know, 3, 4.
Any good ones?
I've got that one by my eye, you can't really see. I've got a Harry Potter one on my nose.
You've got one on the bridge of your nose. That just looks... Is that a scar?
Yeah, it is,
That's not going to go away.
Well, I don't know. I hope
what happened
there? Never get involved with women and fight with your best friends about it.
Okay, cool. Cool, you got 2 on the face then, have you?
I've got one there as well, when I was 18 months old.
To the left of your left eye?
Yep, left of my left eye, just sort of from the corner of the eye downwards.
That could have been nasty, that one, couldn't it?
Had 18 stitches there, because when I was 18 months old, me and my dad my dad was kicking a football to me in the garden.
Yeah, can we see this?
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
He was kicking a football to me in the garden, back in the old, early 80s, wearing a pair of clogs. One flew off and hit me in the eye.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I don't know how good...
Yeah. Does he apologise to you about that from time to time?
There it is.
Does he apologise to you about that from time to time, or is that all in the past?
It was probably advanced revenge on all the crap that I've given him growing up with.
What about you, Stuart? Have you got any good scars?
I've got one virtually in the same place, actually, just over my left eye.
I was in an eye hospital once. I had a nasty eye injury, and I noticed that all the men had problems with their left eye.
I fell off one. You remember one of those old style washing machines where the lid lifted up and you put the clothes in? I fell off one of those when I was a kid. I was sitting on it, and being a smart arse, you know, as kids are, and I fell off, gashed it. Stitches, the whole works.
Early variant on sitting on the photocopier.
Yeah. I have one on the back of my leg where I pulled the iron off the ironing board. You know, the old public service adverts where you don't leave your iron switched on and what have you. So I pulled
a lovely one on my finger. I chopped the end of my finger off in a bike chain.
Nice.
Did you stick it back on again?
They did, yes. And what happened when I chopped it off? The first thing my dad did when I was 7, first thing my dad did is he ran it under the cold tap. good dads.
Can I have a look at that?
Can we see that there?
So you actually...
Just along there.
So you have had a bit sewn back on again?
Yeah,
and
that's sort of hanging off.
The bone and...
See that there?
Yeah, it's bad.
And you can see how the nail's not sort of reformed properly. It's a bit strange.
So was it right off or hanging off?
Hanging
off.
Yeah.
And they don't hurt straight away, do they, these injuries? That's what I find... What about you, James? Have you got any nice scars?
I have a scar on my lip there, which I don't know if you can see.
Yeah. Come, I can.
Which was a result of a fight.
Was it, or was it a coleslaw and you cold sore and you're pretending it was a fight?
There's a little on my lip. You really probably can't see it.
No.
It was a nasty scar.
No, not really. Yeah.
Can't see it at all, actually.
Got into a fight with an Irish chap in Kinsale, County Cork, in Ireland.
Did you?
Bearing in mind I'm English and he was Irish.
They must have been thick on the ground out there, though.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
It involved my head being kicked into a wall at one point.
But none of these scars, you're absolutely certain that none of your scars, gentlemen, might have been as the result of something that at the moment is still locked away in your memory.
No.
You do not have any kind of inkling, suspicion, the possibility. Have you not woken up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat more than once and gone, I wonder what happened there? You must have done. You must have woken up in the middle of the night and gone, what's woken me up?
Oh,
nothing.
Times, yeah.
And yet I am awake. And I'm wearing my shoes. No. I'm wearing my best hat.
on a Friday night.
I'm wearing my best hat and a tie.
Even worse, wearing the wife's shoes.
Why do some men go for shoes like that? You read about that, don't you? There are men who get really embarrassed in the presence of a woman who's wearing nice shoes.
I like women who wear nice shoes.
I know, but not in a fetishy way.
No, I mean, just in at least they made the effort kind of way, I think. Really?
I'm not a feet person, really.
Some women are. Women like feet. I don't know about men liking feet. A well-turned ankle, a nice bare feet. Have you noticed whenever they're selling sofas in the newspapers nowadays, there's always a girl sitting on them smiling with bare feet?
Yeah.
It's the suggestion, isn't there, of the possibility of having a roll on the sofa with her as well.
Intimacy is afoot.
Is what it's all about. Years ago, I went out with a girl, and it turned out that she liked feet. And you know, on your first date, first time you're in the bedroom, you like to please. You don't, want it to turn in any way awkward. You don't want it to turn awkward. So I'm lying on the bed, and if you're lucky enough to be undressed by somebody else in a hanky-panky way, they usually start with your shirt.
Yeah.
And then, but she went straight for my shoes. Hello. So my shoes come, I'm lying on the bed with my hands behind my head like you do. And she takes off my shoes. Okay. And then she goes, and takes off my socks. And I thought, well, okay, that's, good enough place to start. You don't want to make love with your socks on, do you?
No.
Isn't that,
Well, I have done it once or twice, yeah.
It just feels wrong, doesn't it? So, okay, that's and just as I was expecting her then to either go for the belt buckle or the top button, she started to suck my toes.
Without a courtesy wash?
Oh. My feet are fine. Okay.
Still?
Yeah. Yeah, you're confusing me with Jesus again.
Smite me, almighty smiter.
This is not him back. But the thing was this. I didn't know her well enough to tell her that the noises I was making, right, which were, weren't sexual. She was tickling. So she got one of my toes, and she's sort of putting it in her mouth and going, it's awful. Second worst thing, and I don't know you well enough, second that's ever happened to me. Because, as I said, I'm lying, and now she thinks he's enjoying this.
Yeah, I'll do it
which
more.
is good, because feet are my thing. And finally, I've found a guy for whom it is just as why. But I'm not.
I'd say the woman would have a shock if she did that to my feet. I've got nails like screwdrivers.
Do you not look after your toenails?
I look after them to an extent.
How do you do that? Where do you cut your toenails? Because that's what I've discovered later in life. The loo is perfect for that. Just put your heel on the loo, lift the seat up, put your heel on the loo, and it goes
Is this
down
during your 10 minutes with the racing post?
No, it's usually when I get out of the bath because they're softened. What's
I
that?
always get the whole. You get the clippers and you clip the toenail and it pings
Pings
off
off
around the room and you're
round
like,
the room.
I've got to go and look for it, but if I don't, then someone will find it and be like, there's a toenail, you dirty.
Yeah, I find the occasional toenail in our living room, and I know what's, I bend down and pick something up, Sadie hoovering the whole floor. I just pick that up. And think, that's a toenail.
Lovely.
But I can tell the age of a toenail. He's laughing, I can, you see. One of the great things...
I can as well.
I know the age of the person who's donated the toenail to the shag pile. Because once you get past a certain age, what are nails made of? Toenails and fingernails. What are they actually made of? What is the substance? Hair.
Calcium and...
Look at what we know. Fuck me. 50 years of state education has gone into us, and we keep counting off as the programme goes along the things that we don't know. And we don't know what nails are. We've got one vote for hair.
It's the same as rhino horn. It's hair. It's very tight, compacted hair which grows in. It's a form of hair.
I don't know, but hair comes from a follicle. The nail comes from a cuticle.
Google says that nails are made of keratin, which is the same substance that your body uses to create hair and the top layer of your skin.
Yeah, it's a harder form of hair. Okay. Rhino
horn.
Hair.
It is. Okay, you're half right, so it's well done.
Yeah.
Well done, but you're never going to style it, are you?
Well,
yes.
You get all these,
it doesn't feel, does it? There's no feeling. And keratin is the stuff that grows for 2 days after you're dead, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. But you can tell, because once you get to a certain age, then your toenails, you used to be able to cut your toenails in a nice round, but then suddenly they start to go brittle, and they go ping, and that's when they really do trajectorise across the bathroom. You think, I'll leave.
Take people's eyes out.
Yeah, I'll leave that one. I'll let the spiders have that one.
I get told off for doing it.
The chat line's keeping up.
Oh, there's loads of stuff going on. Going back to Hillary, Mick says that he says, for fuck's sake, she's describing Mike Mendoza.
I don't know what that refers to.
Some radio guy, isn't he? I don't know.